Sorry, y'all. I want this to be okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my platform. Those of you that are returning, stop it here. And those of you that are new, welcome to my platform. My name is Astraea Love, and I'm going to be doing a reading for you guys today. So I hope everybody has had a good day. Again, please know that my readings are timeless, which means whenever you get to this reading, there's going to be messages in here for you. Okay? All right. So, God bless you guys. If you guys could like the video, I would greatly appreciate it. Tap the notification bell. Make sure you're subscribed. Excuse me. All that stuff is really important to get this channel, you know, moving in the right direction. It's imperative that you guys watch all of the readings on both platforms. Again, I have another platform called the Psychic Tarot Angel Oracle. On that platform, I do oracle card readings and tarot card readings for the collective. But yeah, over there, we now have the application in. So we are just waiting to hear back from YouTube as far as getting approved. Just to let you guys know, I have removed my PayPal and Cash App links from the description box below because somebody decided to hex and curse both my accounts yesterday and both of my platforms. And so I had to take care of that. So I'm just no longer, well, for the time being at least, I do not have my other payment methods down below. So if you have any questions and you watch both platforms, until we get approved for Super Chats on the other platform, if you have any questions, just use this platform to ask your questions. Okay, if you guys could do that. And I would do it at the beginning of the reading rather than the end of the reading. All right. That way we can still get your guys' questions answered. And again, I've had multiple times where people have tried to hex and curse my digital accounts. And so it usually makes the links go bad. And, you know, it's just a very frustrating process to deal with that type of energy. And so the good thing is that I am so freaking aware that when it does happen, I become immediately aware of it. And then I go straight to God and the Holy Spirit. And then I have other connections as well, like connections with technology, because it is an abuse of technology, abusing somebody's accounts, hexing and cursing their platforms. All of that is an abuse of technology. So whoever did that, you know, whatever, that's on them, like seriously. And so I apologize if it causes any inconvenience with you guys, but yeah, just very frustrating because I'm here really to help you guys. And I think most of you know that. And so sorry, you guys, my hair just like is bugging me. So yeah, it's just really not, it's really, really not cool for people to do shit like that because that's fucking with my livelihood. And I take my life very serious. You know, other people may think that this is a fucking game, but I personally do not think it's a game. And I have no problem informing everything in heaven, everything in hell, and everything in between the two, ancient, asleep, dead, and alive, of whoever keeps doing that. So again, that person is most likely, their technology is going to be fucked forever. But it is what it is. Like I said, I apologize if it creates any inconvenience for you guys. So anyways, but yeah, hopefully in the future, you know, I will feel comfortable again with putting my payment information out there and not, it's not that I'm afraid. It's just that I get tired of dealing with bullshit. Like, seriously. Just put yourself in my position. If you had somebody continually hexing you and trying to break you as a human being and trying to mess with your finances and keep you in poverty and all that shit, you would be probably way more pissed off than I am. Okay? Because I'm not even pissed about it because I know that I can do something about it. And something that doesn't require me having to go do no fucking witchcraft on nobody, because I'm never going to stoop down to that dumb shit. So anyways. But yeah. You know, when And so, yeah, sorry if it inconveniences anybody, but when that situation decides to change, and I feel like those people have been dealt with, then maybe I will add it back into the link. But where it's at right now, if you have any questions, please send your question with a $20 super chat, and I'll pause the collective reading, and then I will make your question a priority and I will get your question answered. Okay. All right. So, let's go ahead and just do the prayer, and then we'll talk about the books, and then we'll get into the reading. Okay, so we are calling upon the Most High God and the Holy Spirit, Jesus Christ, the Ascended Masters, our spiritual team of highest light and resonance, including our guardian angels, spirit guides, ancestors, and the archangels. And we're asking that all of that combined put a protective shield around us. First of all, uncloaking us so that we can be seen and these messages can reach the people that need to hear them. And then also, I just would like to ask that, all evil eyes go blind. All people that are evil wishing, working with jinns, I don't really care what they're fucking doing, but whatever these people are doing, I ask that God please handle it, bring back upon these people infinite amounts of contempt that they hurl at everybody else. Make these people actually, stand up for what they do and make them responsible for the crimes that they continue to commit while being on technology. I think that abusing technology, if I have to go awaken the ancient gods and have to report it to the Most High God, it's become a problem. So, God, thank you for everything that you've done. Thank you for everything that you are doing. And thank you for everything that you're going to do about the situation so that we can all, be able to connect with one another in a safe space and be productive. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All glory, honor, worship, and praise goes to our higher self, your higher self, my higher self, and the Most High God, which is our higher self, for everything that is done on this platform and the other one. All right, so by watching my readings, you are agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled. Please be on your best behavior because the Most High God is watching and the Holy Spirit is listening. By watching my readings, you're agreeing to not attack, bully, or persecute me, anybody in the chat, or anybody in the comments. That includes doing witchcraft or anything remotely like that. I don't know what else could be like that, but yeah, it'll just get you removed from the channel, and please do not provoke me. I think that's pretty fair. Okay, so the first book we're going to talk about that's in the description box below is called The Truth of God. It's an advanced intuitive living workbook. And again, I talk about these books because I want to throw you guys a bone so that I'm not just gatekeeping the knowledge. I feel like if the more people that get their hands on the truth of God and use the techniques in this book, it'll at least get us to where it's the 100th monkey syndrome, to where hopefully it'll spark a revolution and a divine awakening with everyone. Maybe it is literally like the 100th monkey. If you don't know about that, it's like it's an analogy like where there's a whole group of monkeys. Over time, one monkey figures out that they can eat a banana, right? A banana is a food source for monkeys. Like, let's just say that is. I know that they eat more grains and stuff, but that's not the point. And then after time, another monkey finds out they can eat a banana. And then when it gets to the 100th monkey, all of the monkeys realize that they can eat bananas. But it's like a collective shift. So anyways, it's a theory. I don't know if it's actually been studied or not, but it is called the 100th monkey syndrome. So this book has got so many different techniques that are going to change your life. The ones that you'll see me use are the God technique, which is me rising above. Well, it's me tapping into God's consciousness, which is just a much higher vibration than our ego's consciousness. And it's all positive. So when I use the God technique, I'm rising above whatever's going on vibrationally. Once I can get above it vibrationally, then I can start doing the other techniques, because then I've risen above it, right? Which is really important to be able to do. The most of my life, I felt trapped in the psychic realm, not knowing how to become untrapped, and I felt basically victimized by my own gifts and abilities. And sometimes when you have a lot of psychic talents or a lot of abilities, they feel like a curse until you figure out how to use them. And so I tried to deny, run away from my abilities the majority of my life. And then finally, when I decided to embrace them, boom, it was like, it was like sticking the key into a lock and something opening. But I will tell you this, even when I first started working with my gifts and abilities, I had not, like, at the beginning, mastered them. And so when I did come across the truth of God and the techniques in this book, it gave me the ability to access them, understand them, and then master them. And so anything that I have going on, I can take straight to God's energy. And I don't have to go, like, I do still pray and stuff, but I don't have to go searching everywhere on the outside of me trying to find God, because I know that that's not where it's going to be at. The second technique in this book that is just freaking awesome, that you see me use all of the time, is the joy versus anger technique. And I'm using that. It works on clairsentience, which is the gift that I believe everybody has. It's like clear knowing, but what that means is like a gut feeling. Like, that's how I would interpret it. Like, if you're about to go somewhere and your stomach starts to turn into knots, I'd be like, red flag, warning sign. If your body, like, if you're around somebody and you feel all of the, like I've been around people before where I felt like my freaking soul had been sucked the F out of my body. If you are having those types of experiences, you need to pay attention to your energy when you're around people. If some people are like draining you like that, I don't care who they are to you. If that person's your husband, get a divorce. If that person's your friend, cut them off and block them. Because sometimes people, they knowingly steal people's energy. And then sometimes people are just so toxic and draining that they don't know that they're toxic and draining, because that's all they know is being toxic and draining. And so they do steal people's energy, but they're unaware of it. That's probably like the most dangerous type of vampire, because they'll never do, even if you tell them that they're draining or that their energy is bad, they'll never do anything about it. And I feel like sometimes you just have to do what is best for you. There are people in my life that I've loved so much, but for whatever reason, I can't handle their energy. And it could be a past life thing, or it could be some rituals that they're either engaging in or that are being done on them without their awareness. But either way, if I am around somebody and I start to feel nauseated and sick, and after I have to spend weeks to recover after being around that person, then I just can't be around that person. And if you're an empath, you know how sensitive that ability can be when you pick up on stuff, And so, just please, you guys, pay attention to your body. It will tell you if there is danger or if something is not good for you. Okay. So yeah, the joy versus anger technique gives you the ability to ask yes and no questions, get an immediate response back, so that you are not walking around just making random choices, so that you can start being divinely led. My life before asking questions, which again was an abstract construct to me. I was just allowing my gifts to just work whenever they would work, and I didn't really know how to use them at that point. And so, yeah, I had a lot of experiences that did not feel good, but it's okay, because it still shaped me to who I am today. But now I don't have as many experiences that don't feel good. And like with somebody cursing and hexing my bank accounts and shit like that, with the joy versus anger technique, I can go immediately to asking, okay, was something just done? Like, obviously, I feel like something was done. Okay, my suspicions are like suspicioning, right? So then I go and I ask and I go, okay, yeah, something was just done. And sometimes for me to clear it, I'm like, do I know? And this is something I learned from another psychic, asking the right questions. Do I know what this is? Not me, my ego, but does my higher self, God, know what this is? Yes. Okay. Well, then let's clear it. And then sometimes I'll become aware of it. Like, obviously I have other gifts and abilities. So I was shown in a vision what was done. And I feel like it's really ridiculous. Doing witchcraft on me at this point in my journey is just going to get people really fucked up. And then if I feel like I have to outsource not only to God, to my higher self, but to any other, because again, it's an abuse of technology. Anybody trying to curse or hex somebody's bank accounts are technology. They're a part of a computer system. That is an abuse of technology. Okay. People can get put up under judgment for that type of shit. So they might just want to be mindful before doing that. In fact, I think that if we would just not do things that we wouldn't want done to us, to others, people would be fine. But for whatever reason, that person either didn't like me. I mean, because to me, for somebody to go out of their fucking way to like curse, that takes energy and time and devotion. That person had to really fucking hate me or think that I was doing something horrible or wanting to compete or whatever their psychotic mental. And this is why, like, I can only tolerate people. I'm not as patient as God is. I can only tolerate people to a certain extent. Like, because it's inexcusable. I would never. There's people that I don't like sometimes, but do I go looking up their account information and trying to hack them and curse them? No, absolutely the fuck not. You think I'm going to waste my time on somebody I don't fucking like? No. Like, there's nothing in this world that's ever going to convince me to go do a spell on somebody I don't like or do a spell on anybody in general. Okay. All right. So anyways, I hope that you guys agree with that. So also that, you'll see me use the 1 to 10 technique as well, which 1 is the lowest compatible, 10 is the highest compatible. And this book will teach you how to get compatibility, because sometimes you'll only get so far with asking yes and no questions. And this book is designed for people who do not have abilities, right? If you're somebody that has abilities, sorry, my nose just started running. If you're somebody that does have gifts and abilities, your abilities will work with the techniques in this book. And that's how I've coupled them together, and things seem to continue to work for me. And the good thing about this information is that there is no abuse. There is nothing that anybody could ever fucking do to me, ever. And I don't care what they practice or what they know. There is no wisdom on this planet that surpasses what's in this book. There is nothing that anybody can do to me that I cannot easily, within probably less than 1 minute, completely undo and fix. And that's why this book is just, to me, I'm throwing you guys a bone. It's superior knowledge. And once you start using the techniques in it, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So that's the thing that I love about this book, is like, it gives you on all levels of how to deal with the situation. First of all, rise above it. Secondly, start asking questions about whatever it is, so that you get, if there's a lesson to be learned. Obviously, I knew that I drew that person into my reality. What I kind of suspect is that maybe I helped somebody that walked away from that person or something like that, and they figured it out, and then they came for me. But again, no, if I'm guiding somebody to become free of a fucking terroristic person, somebody that terrorizes their life, then I feel like if God is guiding me to help somebody, then that is what I am going to do. I don't give a fuck what anybody feels or thinks about that, point blank, period. If somebody needs to be delivered from being around somebody that is hurting and harming them, then I'm not going to ever fake shit or lie or anything like that to make anybody feel uncomfortable. I don't care about people's feelings like that. And it's not to be rude. It's just that I care more about what God feels than anything else. So, asking questions gets you pretty far. Using the 1 to 10 technique also gets you pretty far. But the mind technique, that's where the money is. You rise above it, obviously. That's going to do quite a bit for you. But then when you clear whatever it is within you that drew in the situation, and again, we are always having thoughts and beliefs, and we have a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. Our reality is being created with the majority of our subconscious mind, which is the thoughts we don't even know about, which I feel like is not very fair, but that's how the human mind was created. So basically, The mind technique gives you the ability to clear the mental and emotional baggage so that you can keep moving forward, not drawing in the same experience. Not to say that, like, let's say you have a really deep abandonment wound. If you clear thoughts and beliefs about that subject one time, I'm not going to say that you'll never have to be triggered or work through that again. Because again, I consider there to be beliefs about a subject and then the cousin beliefs to that, which could be similar beliefs or other beliefs that are related to the original belief, which could come up at any later date. So again, it's an ongoing process with the truth of God, but it is the most powerful thing. There is no amount of voodoo, hoodoo, juju, or whatever. And even people that abuse the Bible and try to curse other people, like the God technique stops all of it. You can take any issue going into the God technique and that issue will no longer exist. So just to let you guys know, it is a superior knowledge. The second book, and the link to that is in the description box below. The second book that I'm going to talk about is the book that I've written, but I didn't write it by myself. I wrote this book with the Ars Goetia spirit Vassago. Now, Vassago and God helped me create this book. And we wrote it on the original Rider-Waite deck. This original deck, the link to this deck is in the description box below. So this book is going to help you, okay? Like you can dissect the tarot into two sections. The major arcana cards, which are the major transitions like the Justice, and the minor arcana cards, which would be the rest of the deck. There's more of the minor arcana cards than there are of the major. So like the Tower, maybe we'll read from the Tower today. Okay, so Vassago and I created different tarot card spreads and spells that you can do. And again, these are not spells you do on anybody else. They're really only designed for you. So there's no really way that you could do it on anybody else. And if you did do it on somebody else, it would benefit them. It would make their life better. But I'm going to tell you to just focus on yourself. So this book starts off with a very long prayer, longer than the one that I do on here. And then it starts off with an initiation with Vassago. And what tarot does is it maps human consciousness. Throughout your life as a human, you will go through experiencing every single card in the deck. That is how it maps the past, present, and future. Okay, so that's how we can figure things out. So this book is so freaking dope. Oh my gosh. I actually wrote it because I didn't have anybody to teach me how to learn to read cards at all. I started off with pieces of paper, and before that I just started off just doing readings without using any type of piece of paper or anything like that. But I like the cards because they do map human consciousness, and they do map real life situations and energies very well. So this book starts off with the 14 Zodiac Tarot card spread where you pull 2 cards for each position. One card will be your South Node where your ego's at. The other card will be your North Node where your destiny's at. And then it gives you information on how to step into your destiny and to integrate the positive attributes of the Zodiac. And then the spell that goes along with that, like I activate my highest destiny, my highest path of truth and light. That's just one of the affirmations in this spell. But yeah, I affirm that my destiny will create a fortune for me. So then the spell that goes along with that Zodiac spread helps you connect with your destiny. Then for each of the major arcana cards, starting with the Fool, the Magician, there's different tarot card spreads and spells. So you could literally use this book as like, let's say you're having money problems. I would go probably do the Emperor, the Empress, depending on your gender or whatever you associate yourself with. Like if you feel like you're a feminine energy or a masculine, I would probably go and do that tarot card spread and spell. I would also probably go and do the Wheel of Fortune spell. And I would do the tarot card spread before you do the spell, because obviously the tarot card spread is going to give you information in relation to what you're asking about, right? So let's say you want more love in your life, or you want to attract a lover. I would go to the Lover's tarot card spread. So you could use the book like that, or you could do the book in order with each of the tarot card spreads and spells. Okay, so we're going to go to the Tower. And we're going to read a little bit from that. Oh yeah, if you were to go to court, I would go to the Justice and the Last Judgment tarot card spell and spread. Did I pass the Tower? I mean, that is the one that I selected. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me just go to the beginning and see what number it is. Page number. So I can already see that there's something that's trying to fuck with my vision. 216. Okay. So I cancel and rebuke that. Also, God, please remove whatever is trying to cloak itself. Whatever's trying to remain hidden. I ask that you take the Holy Spirit fire and light that shit up on fire. Burn it up, whatever it is. For me, I don't have to know what it is to be able to clear it and get rid of it. Okay. So yeah, I did pass it. Okay, so the Tower Tarot card, number 16, the answer is no, the zodiac is Aries. The Tower Tarot card brings about chaos and destruction. If there are long-held beliefs that need to be released, my nose, or if your ideas are being challenged, you will be pulling in the Tower. This card means that all aspects of your life are open to disaster. Trouble will only end after you get rid of something or someone. Natural disasters and catastrophes, grief over broken relationships and past choices, abuse of power, sudden crisis, and misery. Okay, so I have read the first few positions in this tarot card spread before, so I'm going to read position 4, the men and women of power. If you are a person of power, then you will pull the Strength Tarot card for this position. So you'll shuffle the entire tarot deck, the original Rider-Waite. Then you'll pull one card for each position. Okay, so it says, if you pull a yes answer tarot card, then you will know that you are a person of power. If you pull a no answer tarot card, then you will know that you are not standing in your power. If you pull the Empress or the Emperor for this card position, you can rest assured that you are either a man or a woman of power. Sometimes when we are oppressed, others are abusing their power. Pay close attention to your thoughts and beliefs and the energies that you hold when it comes to dealing with other people. If someone comes for you because you have power, know that you have the needed skills to defend yourself. The Most High God would not put you in your destiny just to have someone else try to complete it. Remember that, okay? Know that you have your own gifts and that are specific for your spiritual journey. Anyone that wants to use abuse of power over you is a sorry, weak individual, and you don't need to fear them in any type of way, okay? Just stand in your power with the Most High God / source, and you will be safe and satisfied. And then the Ars Goetia Agares Tower tarot card spells to strike down the abuse of power, the abuse of authority. This prayer that goes along with that. I invoke, draw, and evoke, draw out the energies of Agares and the powers of tarot and the divine to cast down all that places itself above me. With the lightning of Agares, I strike down all false powers and place my enemy and oppressor into the tower this very hour. Okay, then in the back of the book, I have a compendium of knowledge. If you were to get more than one of the major arcana cards coming out next to each other, I would be like, oh, hold up. Pause, and then I would go to the back of the book, and you could look it up either way. Like, let's say you get the Tower with just the Magician, okay? I would say that somebody, if you were to get these two cards coming out together, you could look it up through the Magician, or you could look it up through the Tower and see what it says. But I would read that as somebody's in the Tower for abusing their power. So I'm going to go to the Tower and read just a little bit of what's there. Okay, if you pull the Tower Tarot card at any point, it could indicate that something will come to a complete stop or end. The Tower is an emergency situation that causes pain and disappointment in one's life. Something will have to be let go of for movement to continue forward. Excuse me. If you pull the Tower card and then the Death card, it could indicate that an untimely end will occur, is what will occur. Wow, the Tower card in the reverse can show you that you self-sabotage and cause your own problems. If you pull the Tower card in the reverse, you will know that you are the core root to all of your problems. Actually, I would say everybody is we are the both the problem and we are the answer to the problem, because our higher self is God. So yeah. So if you pull the Tower card in the reverse, you will know that you are the core root to all of your problems and the cards that you pull before or after the Tower in the reverse. The Tower in the reverse can indicate that someone is trying to either blackmail you or someone in the collective or blackball you in relation to the work that you do. And then it just keeps going on and on with more information, you guys. But check this book out. It's called Vassago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells. And the other book is The Truth of God. The links to both of these books are in the description box below. Okay, they're going to be life-changing. For those of you that want to learn to read cards for yourself and others, I wrote Vassago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells literally so that I could use it. So I do use it all the time, actually. And the good thing about it is that you can use the tarot card spreads and spells in that book as many times as you want. And I'm always getting new information. So it's never like, oh, the same information comes up. No, I'll go in with an intention or wanting to know something. And so, yeah, it helps you become very specific, you know? All right. So yeah, some things are meant to stay buried. This is my message that I got for you guys. Let's get the likes up, everyone. Some things are meant to stay buried, right? But not this. Whatever this is meant to come out. So I feel like whoever wants to, you know, clock you. What the hell does that mean? What does that mean to clock somebody? What does it mean to clock somebody? Why is it not speaking out loud? Come on. It says to notice, recognize, or stare at them, particularly in a way that reveals something they were trying to hide. What? You know what I thought it meant? And this probably doesn't make... Oh, it also is slang for hitting or punching someone. That's what I thought it meant. Okay, but it also could mean clocking them. I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense. You know, when you're like trying to notice or spot something, when you're trying to point out where somebody's at and you're like at your 3 o'clock, like that's, you know, which would be like over there. Okay. To notice, recognize, and stare at them. Whatever. So somebody is trying to clock you. They're trying to figure out what you have hidden. I feel like you guys don't have a lot of secrets in the closet, or you don't have a lot of skeletons in the closet that can be just randomly dug out. And the funny thing about these people is that not only are they cowards, but they're also idiots. Like, you have got to be on some type of retard. Like, it's either drugs and alcohol, like point blank period, that's fucked these people up in their mind, or it's jealousy or envy or some other type of negative energy. I'm serious. Because you have got to be straight up retarded to have skeletons in your own closet and then be trying to go through other people's shit. Like, at what point do people begin to be like, wow, my life went to shit when I fucked with this innocent person? When I tried to bring out... Also, I cancel and rebuke whoever is doing magic right the fuck now. And I report them to God. Stop trying to fucking sew my mouth shut. Whoever's doing that, like I said, the only attention they're going to get is from Archangel Michael. And it's probably not the attention that they want. So I'll stop talking when God doesn't have anything else for me to reveal to you guys. But yeah, I feel like people that want to pull your skeletons out of the closet and make this known to the world that you did this or you did that, like you don't have anything to hide. But this person, they're hiding every single thing about themselves. They pretend to be a Christian. They pretend to love Jesus. This person does not fucking know Jesus. They don't know God either. They know the words that exist in a Bible, maybe some of them, but not all of them. But they don't actually have their own relationship with God or Jesus. Because I can tell you right now, people that really believe in God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit, those are people that don't go around doing fucking magic on people and trying to sew their mouth shut and fuck with them, or trying to pull things out of the closet. Like, for what? For what reason? They think that the world is going to look at you differently because this person has tried to dig up dirt on you. Some people think that they can just like put you out on the internet, blast you, slander you to a whole collective of people, and people will stop loving you or paying attention to you. I don't care what anybody says about me. First of all, I don't let people get close to me to know me, so most likely it's a fucking lie. And secondly, if they did have the privilege of knowing me and they're still trying to betray me, and this is how you have to think of it, is like if they had the privilege of knowing me and they're still trying to betray me after I did right by them, then they have got to be straight up mentally fucked up. Really, really fucked up. Effed up, I should say. Okay. And those types of people, you just leave them where they're at. But I feel like this person, because of what they tried to do to you, God and the Holy Spirit is digging up every skeleton that they've ever buried, every jar, every spell they've ever done. It's all being undone at once because the universe has had enough of these people. And just to let you guys know, if you have any personal questions, you can send me a $20 super chat with your question. I'll pause the collective reading and I'll answer your question. But yeah. Also, somebody could be trying to figure out if you speak the truth or if you know the truth. Okay. Like I'm wondering where this person is coming from, why they need to know about your life. Personally, okay, it's one thing if you're advising people. Okay, I always tell people to go within, go to God, do the right thing, do right. If you just treat others well, you won't be put in a situation for people to fuck you over. And that's just in general, to the best of your ability. None of us are perfect. Obviously, we all react when we're stimulated or overstimulated or provoked. And I completely understand that. But to the best of our abilities, you know what I mean? Like, we're all a work in progress. Nobody on this planet is a perfect person. And that's kind of why we have Jesus as, you know, somebody to look up to, because he, you know, he wasn't perfect, but he was probably the most version of perfect that the human race has ever had to look up to. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying to put all of your problems on Jesus. No, please, you guys, you have your own connection to God, just like Jesus did. Utilize that. It's going to get you a lot farther than sitting around waiting and calling upon Jesus to fix it for you when you cause the situation yourself. And that's why I know that whatever the situation is that's being done, I've basically drawn it in, probably because I have thoughts or beliefs or fears or anger towards whatever it is, right? Something that I haven't released yet. And so that's why I know that everything is a continual process of working on things. The Chariot, this person is wanting you to go to jail. For what? I don't know. Who gives a fuck? This demonic ass person needs to seriously get it together. They need to check themselves. And this is why I think it's funny how people just like, they really, really are deranged. This is why I feel like some people are just not. I used to look at like the society that I was living in as being like the worst case scenario until I learned about like other societies. And then I'm like, oh shit, no, actually it's the one that I'm in is fine. Like you just have to get some perspective, you know? And I feel like you guys do have perspective. I feel like you're respected as well. This police energy can't do anything to you unless you do something illegal. And point blank period, they don't want to waste their time on, especially I can guarantee that these cops, they don't know who they're fucking with. Whatever they're being amped up to do, they straight up do not know. If they if they try to fuck and step over one boundary, excuse my language today, I just have like no F's given today. But like if they try to step in your direction in an incorrect way, or if they fail to defend and protect you when they need to, they're going to have to answer to a higher power, whether they believe in it or not. There will, God has a funny way of proving itself in people's lives. I can definitely say that. And these people will be put in a situation, if they take any action against you, okay, they'll be put in a situation to where they'll have nothing else that they can do other than prostrate and repent. I'm serious. Like they'll be like, what could have caused all of this? The only thing that could have caused all of this shit that these people are about to go through is God. That's the only thing. There is no demon, there is no devil that could have caused the type of backfire these people are about to experience if they come for you. And this is why I feel like people who tell the truth, leave them alone. Like, just leave people alone. If people don't like you, leave them alone. Okay? Like, if somebody doesn't like you, if they don't love you, if they don't want to be with you, just let them be. Why do people feel the need to terrorize everybody else? You know what I mean? Like, come on with that. Like, we could easily just mind our own business and then things would get better. But the fact that some people can't do that is astonishing to me. Two of Wands. You're over here looking for a better world, making things happen, dreaming for a better future. And, somebody wants you to go to jail. Like, for what? Because you spoke the truth on them? Because you sent their witchcraft back? Because you prayed? I mean, literally, you're allowed to do whatever you want with your own energy. These people don't own you. And to be quite honest, I feel like the police should have better shit to do. Why are they even fucking with you? Why would any of these cops be watching you, harassing you when they have an actual job to do? Like going to get real criminals. That's what I want to know. Why are they wasting their time with you? Five of Wands. What do they feel that they need to compete for? Who is around you that feels like they need to compete with you? So they feel like they're just going to get rid of the competition by getting you locked up in prison. Does this person, whoever they are, like I said, they will be put in the same exact circumstance as these police, to the point where they will be wishing that they had never met you. Like, oh man, I wish I never knew that person. This is why it's just so much easier to leave people alone. Yeah, these cops will experience blockage after blockage after blockage continually until they decide to move in a new direction. Four of Swords, because it's the end of this try to lock up the innocent people thing, whatever this is about. And they need to get it together. Again, if you have reported somebody for harassment, you should not have to continually tell the same person to stop messaging you or to leave you alone. If block them. And if they contact you from another number, maybe you do have to go to the police to get this person to stop. But I feel like things should be, most of us are adults anyways. Anybody on this platform should be an adult. And things should be able to be handled the way that adults handle them. Also, somebody's trying to stop your forward movement. They want you bound in shackles. They want you, like, literally, when you see prisoners and they have like, what are they called? Handcuffs and feet cuffs, whatever that's called. That's what this person wants you. And for what reason? Because they're a ridiculous sadist. This person loves to see other people suffer, and that's all they do is spend their time causing people to suffer. And this is why their sins will be uncovered in this time, in this day and age. A whole group of these people are about to go down for something. And I don't know, this aggressive ass police energy, these people need to watch themselves, because if they touch one hair of the anointed's heads, these police officers will not only get fired, but they'll be imprisoned. And that's probably what they are most afraid of. Actually, I would be afraid of going to hell. Well, if I didn't run hell, I would be afraid of going to hell. But these police officers, they don't even know what is awaiting them after. If they go down this path of continuing to harass you, they have no idea what's coming for them. Knight of Pentacles, because they work very diligently, very, very hard at trying to bring you problems. And it's just not possible. When you're not doing anything to deserve prison, you're not going to go to jail. And I don't care what these people are on, what they're smoking, what they're snorting. Again, these people need to go to rehab, get it together, get a therapist, whatever. Because you're not guilty for these people. Like, you have done nothing to cause these people to continually try to provoke you. There was a time in my life where I had to get up and straight up move because the police would not leave me the fuck alone. Like, with the trying to falsely imprison me. Like, no. You just have to understand, when you're chosen, that these demonic weirdos, doesn't matter what position of authority that they're in, if they feel like you are a problem, they will do everything in their power to try to destroy you. And you just have to get away from that. I asked God, and God helped me completely get away from those people. And they should have handled the situation with me. They should have not been so fucking disgusting. They should have handled that situation with care. But they did not show any type of compassion or care, so they're not going to be shown any. Not in the upcoming days. First of all, I know now I have a taste of what cops actually do to people, how they torture and torment people that have mental disabilities and shit like that. I know what they do. I know the type of psyops and the noise intimidation and the gang stalking and the violence and the harassment that they try to incite. And these people will bring all of that back upon themselves. You're not going to suffer any of it. You just have to walk away. Strength. Because you're more powerful than all these people with all their weapons and all of their bullshit combined. I feel like, the police need to learn how to respect life in general, because they continually like to take people's lives. They need to have something taken from them. They need to learn how to, and that's why I feel like they need to learn how to lose something to learn how to respect something. And I'm not saying they have to lose their life, but they need to lose something, like a position of power, a job, whatever, so that they can learn to respect it. And I'm not saying all cops, I'm just saying these specific ones. But yeah. The fact that these straight up dumbass retarded idiots is what I'm going to call them. The fact that they don't know, they still don't know that they're being watched by something higher, by something in the sky. If they move towards you in any type of way, it's going to come back on them very, very bad. Justice. Like I said, you have justice on your side. Everything will be, balanced out in your favor. And whatever these cops wanted from you, they can't have it. They can't have it. I don't care what organization they belong to. I don't care how much they get bribed. I do not care. I don't care what lies they believed. If these cops are dumb enough to waste their precious time and resources on somebody who's not doing anything, then they should deserve to be fired. Point blank, period. They need to go do their fucking job. And I would be investigating the person that continues to snitch and lie on you guys. That's who I would be investigating. I would be like, why does this person keep, first of all, why are we getting phone calls from somebody that keeps saying that somebody's doing something and we know that they're not even in the area? That would be my first question. Secondly, I would be like, when they take somebody's name, when somebody makes a false report on you and then they go back and they try to find that person and find out that that person doesn't exist, that would be a big red flag to me. And I would be like, yeah, that was complete bullshit, obviously, because that person can't stand by what they said or what they did. So if somebody's trying to limit you from speaking your truth, from having freedom, from being yourself because you are existing in your authenticity, then they're going to have to contend with God, okay? Because God put you where you're at, so it was not by an accidental, it was not by an accident that you are where you're at, okay? This was meticulously planned over many lifetimes for you to be in a position of power. And because you don't abuse your power, I don't feel the need to, I personally don't understand what's up these people's butts. What's motivating them. The 10 of Wands, they feel burdened. You know what? I feel like these cops, they are stupid. They owe you an apology, first of all. Secondly, the fact that they haven't investigated the people making these false claims about you is astonishing to me. How ignorant do you have to be? Like, this is why I feel like, there's so many criminals that don't get caught, because the police that we have are not good enough. They're not smart enough. It would be better for the feds to take over whatever this shit is, because they obviously know what the truth is. I also get that these people are carrying burdens that they just want an innocent person to suffer with. Make it make sense. 6 of Swords. They want to bring a lawsuit to you. You know what? I have no problem standing in my power, and neither do you. We're not scared. When these cops, this is why I moved, because the police were coming to my straight up door, telling me to my face that they were going to sue me and get me thrown out of my house. And I was like, you know that you are 100% wrong for that. And they wanted to arrest me right on the spot for telling them to their face that they are wrong. And I'm lucky that they didn't fucking just shoot me out of nowhere. I'm serious. I got out of there. Sometimes you just have to get away from the situation and from the people that are doing it. And like, I don't forgive not the police, nor do I forgive the people making the false reports. They can answer to God. I'll forgive them whenever they go through the exact same experience of being gang stalked and harassed and abused and put into PTSD and to forcing disability on people. When they're put in the same exact state that I was in, then maybe I'll feel like I can forgive them. But until that's done, until justice is served, I'm not going to stick my neck out. You're not going to either. This is what I don't feel like they don't understand about you, is that your power comes from God. People's power comes from whoever trained them, who is clearly an idiot. Okay? Unless they were trained by a computer. I mean, I remember having this one job. They're like, watch the training video. It was like a VHS. Like, that's how long ago it was. But yeah. You don't have any skeletons that can be pulled out. Your spirit guides do not play about you. They don't think it's funny. These cops think it's funny to bully people and harass people. And these are the types of people that are bullies. That's why people become police officers. Not all of them, but some of them, because they were bullied and they want to have power. And they don't understand that they can only do so much. Like, the universe only allows so much to be done. So yeah, these police officers, they have to answer to a higher power now, and they don't like that. They don't like that justice is on your side, and that these people tried to literally pull up some type of evidence against you. They could have been trying to contact people you went to high school with and all sorts of lame shit. Like, what good is that going to do? They could contact everyone in your past, and I can guarantee that people have probably pretty good stories about you. Nothing that is, enough to make anybody come for you. Plus, whatever the stat, like, I feel like whoever this is that doesn't like you, they know, or they're related to a police officer. And so they feel like they have a way in. But God is so good, you guys. God is so great. This is always going to have been uncovered. Like, this was never going to stay hidden. Okay. Queen of Wands, whoever this weird bitch is that doesn't like you, maybe they have to go to court now for lying on you, or they're going to lie while being on the stand. This person could be like, yeah, at this date and time, the collective was at my house, gang stalking and harassing me, or they were calling my phone or whatever. And then you're like literally like clocked like online or at a job or somewhere else where you have a solid alibi that wears clear evidence, clear as day, that you were not wherever this person fucking was. Like, that's the type of energy that I get. And this person is so stupid. They're so stupid. Why did they feel the need that first of all, you're not even competition for this. This Queen of Wands could never. I don't know if this is over a man or what this is about, but this person could they're a witch. How can a witch compete with the chosen one? You're joking, right? That this is pathetic. This is a serious joke to me. I mean, I'm like laughing about how this person is going to be the one in court, like having to make payments, carrying these burdens, and it's not you. Nobody is mistaking you for this other person. People know who is who, just like God knows who is who. When this person acts like you, dresses like you, runs around signing your name on shit, it's this person that's been caught with the evidence linking back to them. This is why I feel like people are not as stupid. And I don't care how much spell work this Queen of Wands does, they're never going to make you guilty for the sins that they committed. And trying to set innocent people up because you want to take their man, take their woman, take their job, take their possessions. You want to see them suffer. That is a very vain thing to do to somebody. For what reason? You never did anything to deserve that. You have not even provoked this person. I also get that, you know, notifying all jinns, notifying all jinns. This Queen of Wands is a liar. And if you follow up what she says, you will be put up under the same judgment that these cops are about to be put up under. And that's something that these other spirits don't want. That's why they don't fuck with humans like that. And witches, you know what they do? Like, I'm not talking about people that use herbs to heal and candles and pray and stuff like that. But actual witches, what they do, this is why I think that people that abuse their power, when they summon up spirits and bind those spirits to do something and they try to force that demon, try to force that deity. Anybody that's stupid enough to try to do that, commanding spirits, I'm sorry, like I understand what King Solomon was doing because he did it with God and he had the ring of power. But like anybody that's going to be trying to bind spirits against their free will and doesn't have the authority to do that because they're you know, Wiccan basic level bitch, like somebody that just picked up a Wicca book and now thinks that they've mastered witchcraft. I'm sorry. I don't mean to I'm not making fun of Wiccans, but this person is stupid. They've read one fucking book, maybe even 2 or 3 books, and that they think that now they have mastered the art of summoning, conjuring, and commanding spirits. Obviously not, though. Because what this person has asked for is not possible, and it's not going to happen. What is this? The Nine of Swords in the reverse. These people's priorities are dangerously out of proportion. First of all, like I said, these cops should be going after criminals. What are they doing trying to come for the chosen ones who have done nothing? Maybe they should just go arrest this witch and put her in jail. Like, that's probably, if I were the police, that's what I would do, you know, but that would be too much like right. Says that things are dangerously out of balance, even though they appear to be going well. These people are delusional. They enter into a world where people play for keeps, not for the weak or cautious. They stay in a self-destructive pattern and a path, okay? Please do not spam the chat with your questions. If you have any personal questions, you can send me a $20 super chat with your question, and I'll pause the collective reading and I'll answer your question. And just to remind you guys, no bullying. So yeah, these people are self-destructive. When I say self-destructive, like you have got to be, look, they cause their own pain. This is like where I feel like I just don't get why people do this type of stuff. And this is why I wonder, like, are they mentally ill? Do they have a demonic attachment? What is causing these people to be so weird towards you? The Fool in the reverse, no. These people are childlike in their mind. Maybe they believe that magic can do things that it just cannot do. And maybe it can do it to certain types of people, but not everybody is the same. This person just thinks that they can override your ancestry, the Most High God, the Holy Spirit, your destiny, your divine path, and all of that with some fucking voodoo or hoodoo or juju or whatever. And I'm sorry, but There's nothing on this planet that is going to change what God has already intended for somebody. Yeah, these people don't understand the danger that they're actually in, playing with things. They're playing with fire, expecting for their magical powers to keep them from getting burnt. You've got to be joking. You're literally playing with fire. Do you think that I would ever go stick my hand over a flame and expect not to get burnt? No. Okay, I know that fire is hot. I know that water is wet. I don't need to test the limits of that. Okay, I don't believe that I have powers like that to test the limits like that. And so I would never do that. But these people, they don't believe that fire is hot. They don't believe that when it says touch not mine anointing. And again, I do not believe the Bible is 100% what God says, but I will tell you that universal law lines up with what you send out, you will get back. And so if you try to mess with the bigger picture, a divine plan that is already in motion, that somebody's in alignment with, that the universe is going to push back. And people who don't understand that need to get it together. Okay. They are not this Queen of Wands thinks that they're the most freaking important person on the planet. They truly think and believe in their mind that they're the most important person, and their opinion is the only opinion that matters. This person does not love God. They don't love Jesus. They don't love themselves. And they could run around with a Bible pretending like they know God, but this person is a hypocrite and a bigot. Okay. They're trying to do magic on the justice system, and they think that that is actually going to work. You've got to be joking. Do people really not believe that the courts and shit like that, they have their own witchcraft that they do? These judges and court officials, they do witchcraft rituals to protect themselves from idiots like this. And that's just on a witchcraft level. That does not even that's not even including the fact that God is a factor here. When it comes to you, you're off limits, and the answer was no. And this person was like, oh, no means no. They're going to have their gifts and abilities taken from them if they haven't already lost them, which I suspect, since this Queen of Wands can't do anything to you right now, I feel like their gifts and abilities have been stripped from them. Three of Pentacles. And could you imagine being that of a literal shame to your ancestors? Could you imagine being given a gift or ability and then abusing that your ancestors probably died for or worked their ass off to have and be able to use, and you have the opportunity in this lifetime to use it for good, and then you don't, you abuse it, and then it gets stripped from the ancestry? Could you imagine disappointing your ancestors like this person has disappointed theirs? They have no protection. And these jinns that they wanted to bind, these spirits don't play that shit. I don't know why people call upon things they don't understand. But the Three of Pentacles, you have a whole community here that backs you, that does not see you as a problem. Nobody sees you as a menace. You're not going to be just randomly pulled into court and questioned because somebody decided to make up lies and rumors about you. It's gossip and slander. Okay. And then they tried to enforce it with witchcraft. And now it's making this person look like the dumbass that they already are. And these people, like I said, messing with God's chosen people is extremely dangerous. And I'm not saying that every chosen person that it's alive is one. None of us are perfect. However, when people are doing what they're supposed to be doing, leave them alone. Just leave other people alone in general, because these people have brought themselves to a position where they're thinking they're just going to get a slap on the wrist, and that is not what is about to happen. No, they're not going to get they're going to literally get slapped out by the universe. They're not getting a slap on the wrist. I mean, how many times this person has tried to imitate you, impersonate you, pretend to be you, they're an imposter. How many times this person has tried to replicate something that you do and they have failed? You would think that they would just try something that's actually for them, like investing in maybe their own life, their own children, that type of thing. But no, they're over here crying, whining, bitching, and moaning, and the Five of Cups being a pathetic loser because they believed that their opinion was the most important opinion, and you're not even doing anything to them. You're over here minding your business. This is what I feel like had you done anything wrong at all, you'd already been put under the jail. That's why I knew I had to get the fuck away from those people for whatever reason that they had decided. Not only were those neighbors that were calling the police on me without any fucking real reason, but they would also allow their children to scream and bang on the walls with fucking hammers, 24 hours a day, consistently. They were doing every type of attack on me. And now I know that I can survive that. But I would never want to go through that again. So I'm just warning you that these people, they're extremely abusive. And that's all they know. And those people were doing voodoo outside my house with the sun still being up. I literally had a dream. I went to sleep. I had a dream that these two neighbors came to me and they told me to my face that they were doing voodoo on me. I woke up and I heard somebody outside my window. I went and looked out the window, and those were their two neighbors that I just dreamt about that were literally doing voodoo on my house. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, seriously? Because at the beginning of my spiritual journey, I did not believe in evil eye or witchcraft until I came across it. And then I realized it was real. And the funny thing is that these people were pretending to be Christians. Like they legit said we're baptized and pretending to be Christians, and this is the shit that they're doing. Like, no, they don't know Jesus, they don't love Jesus, and they don't love God if they're going to be hurting and harming another person and trying to use supernatural methods to do so. These people think because my skin color is what it is that, I'm not loved or something. I don't know. Queen of Swords, you cut this person off. You said, absolutely not. You're not moving, you're not moving anymore in my direction. You could have been like, yeah, I decided to go with another option. I don't want to invest with you. The Tower in the reverse. This person thinks that they damaged you. These people are causing their own problems. Their freedom is threatened. This Queen of Wands' freedom is threatened. They feel that they have no choice. Everybody has a choice. Everybody does. It's called free will. That's the choice. That's what God gave us. These people, they are going to be accused falsely. But that's what they were trying to do to you, is accuse you of shit without having, I'm sorry, but there is not a judge that's going to be like, oh yeah, go ahead and spend precious resources to monitor somebody without some type of evidence other than what some witch hoe says. I'm serious. To get a warrant to actually use their methods to monitor people, they need to have more than just gossip and slander. Okay. And I swear on whatever, I will testify that I was here at this time witnessing. No, if there was nobody else present, bitch, it's hearsay. And I can guarantee that you were nowhere near this person. Yeah. Disaster and the accompanying unnecessary suffering could have been avoided. This person didn't have to lie on you. All they had to do was respect your peace and leave you alone and not bother you. What is so hard about that? And this is the blatant disrespect. I don't think that anybody, could ever say that you have done something that's so bad that you deserve to be, persecuted like this. I mean, they can say what they want, but there's nobody in your life that would ever be like, yeah, that person's such a bad person. They deserve to go to prison and rot and die for that. Like, the hell? There's probably, even if people that you didn't get along with from your past that didn't like you, I guarantee those people do not hate you as much as this Queen of Wands does. This person wants to see you tied to whatever it's called, where they roast people, tied to a bonfire. I'm serious. They're like, burn the witch, burn the witch. And this person is the witch the entire time. They're calling in their own death. This is why I feel like it could have been completely avoided. It says take action to stop trouble. These people need to take some type of action against this Queen of Wands, either put her in jail or a mental institution. I don't care where this person goes, but they need to get like restricted before they cause anybody's death. And I'm going to just be straight up with that. This Queen of Wands is trying to cause an untimely death. They need to be restricted before they do so. If the police don't restrict this dumb person, because they do have a connection to the police, if they don't say, hey, you better fucking check yourself because we're not following up on your bullshit. We can't get a judge to sign off on when there's all this other stuff going on in the world. We can't get a judge to sign off on this imaginary bullshit. Okay. There's no evidence. There's nothing. Literally. We can't find anything in this person's past. There's nothing. Okay. You can dredge up and use against them. You know, if they knew what was good for them, they would warn this Queen of Wands that, hey, there's nothing that they can do, and just leave it at that. You know, unless the collective contact, this is what they need to say to her. Unless the collective contacts you, harasses you, shows up in person, or comes at you directly, there's nothing that we can do about this person. We have to just let it go. Like, that's what they need to say. You know, I mean, I would, if I was a police officer, I would have said, first of all, you have wasted my time. You wasted not only my time, but you lied. And that, you know, is a crime. The cops can lie to you. They don't have to tell you the truth. They can 100% legally lie to you, but what they cannot do, or what they won't do, is allow others to lie to them. Okay. And this person tried to accuse you falsely, and now they look really stupid because there's clear evidence that there's no way that unless you're you have teleportation, time traveling abilities, there's no way for you to be clocked online or clocked at a job and been around this person at the same time. It's just not possible. Like, seriously. And I feel like this Queen of Wands, if you're a female, this Queen of Wands probably tried to do something to look like you, and tried to do something thinking in their delusional brain that their witchcraft had transfigured them into you while they were committing the crime. Like, that's why this person needs a mental institution or jail. You know, however, whatever avenue to restrict them, to get them the help that they need, whatever. But yeah, I honestly feel like if this person went to jail, they would be watched, and everybody else in the jail would tell the, you know, whatever guards, what are they called? Guards, that this person needs a mental institution and that they probably shouldn't be in jail. They'll get thrown in with the loonies or whatever. I'm fairly certain that I am not the only one that knows that this Queen of Wands needs mental help. But I will say that this person's parents ain't shit. If they've supported this person in their bullshit, because this Queen of Wands has become hyper fixated on more than just you. You're not the only person she's been like this about. There's been other people. But yeah, her parents, maybe they also have the mental illness. And so they can't tell her that she's literally out of her head fucking crazy. The Sun. You're over here healing your inner child, moving forward, and you had to cut this person off so you could remain being a beacon of hope to other people. What does this person not understand about you or needed? What about that do they not like or understand? Because it is something about you that they don't like. Maybe you represent everything that they're not. Maybe you represent everything that they want to be. Either way, wannabe is the main part of that sentence. This person is a wannabe. They'll never be. They're a wannabe. They'll never be you. They'll never be me. They'll never be looked at like they're you. I'm serious. I don't think that this is about me, but literally, these people will literally never become you. God will never favor them like you're favored. They're never going to be protected, because this is a type of stuff that they do to others. Had they done things in alignment, like anything that's in alignment, loving themselves would be a very good place to start. Okay. But I'm not saying they have to go that far. That's a drastic change. But if this person loved themselves at all, they would go get mental health therapy, because they know, this person actively knows that the thoughts that they have are not right, and that other people are not like this mentally ill. Like, unless, and this is why I said, and we can't blame the parents if the parents have the same mental illness, but the parents have seen this Queen of Wands fixate over multiple people. Okay. They've seen this person do this same type of psychotic behavior over multiple people who have been innocent people. And so this person's parents, maybe they don't have the courage in them to tell this person to go get help. But if I knew them, I would tell them to go get help. Literally. I would say, you need to go like to a therapist or something. Knight of Wands. I do feel like this could be over a relationship, people splitting up. Either way, I don't think that you're with this Knight of Wands. Maybe this Queen of Wands was saying that you were cheating with her husband or whatever. She's crazy. I don't care what she was saying. She's stupid and she's crazy. And she needs therapy. She needs probably medication and a little, you know, mandatory month or 2 month long stay in a mental institution. But nobody is ever going to do an intervention on this person. It'll have to be God. That shows them that they're dead ass wrong for what they've been doing, and that you don't want anything to do with this other person that they're talking about. Not in any way, shape, or form. Okay. Four of Wands. You're over here completing projects and finishing things. You're finishing what you set out to do. You're completing a project. You're making sure that you'll be able to be rewarded for your hard work. This Queen of Wands has sat around doing nothing, like literally nothing, to make their life better. I mean, they do have a job and stuff, but other than that, they don't do anything to make their life better. Like, they don't do any type of affirmations, no meditation. Their form of meditation is casting a spell. Like, that's what they go to. That's what they think the answer is to everything. And it just keeps messing this person's mind up more. And this Queen of Wands was definitely doing magic on the Knight of Wands. And this Knight of Wands wants nothing to do with this Queen of Wands. Once the magic wears off, especially when people go to practitioners, when the magic wears off, it wears off. If you don't keep paying for it, if you don't keep paying the practitioner every, I don't know however often, and keep putting the shit in their food or whatever, however method it's distributed. And that's why I feel like this person got desperate and was like, oh, I'll summon a djinn and make a wish. They don't understand that djinns were not created to grant our fucking wishes, okay? That's not why they exist. And this person has offended all of the djinn that they have called upon that don't even listen to this person. They have been greatly defended. And they don't have to do what this person says. They have a hierarchy within themselves and their own connection. They don't have to do anything that this person says. And so this person will be sitting around waiting for their wish to get granted, and it's never going to happen. They're going to be sitting. They also wanted to force this Knight of Wands to love them. They had many wishes. How ungrateful they were. I'm serious. Three of Cups. You're over here being in abundance. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. You're being very abundant people. You guys have actual real connections in life. You know, you could be making strong friendships, making business contacts or partnerships. You're doing everything that this Queen of Wands is jealous about because this Knight of Wands is looking at you. This Knight of Wands could very well want to be with somebody in the collective or be around them. And this Queen of Wands is trying to do everything to just thinking that, why would anybody just assume just because somebody wants to be with you that you want to be with them? Why do people not? What is wrong with their brains? Like, seriously. They don't ever think about that. They just think about their worst fear. And you would never accept this bum behavior from this Knight of Wands. You don't want anything to do with them. The hell is wrong with this person? They're acting a whole fool. Look, the Eight of Cups. All this person cares about is this Knight of Wands money. They don't care about anything other than that. Relentless pursuit of money, financial problems, loss of values. Yikes. They examine and change their goals in life. A new love or rekindled, look at this. A new love or rekindled romance may be just an illusion of happiness. You guys, these people broke up and she wants to get back with this person. It's a no. Look at that. It literally says that on the card. A new love or rekindled romance may be just an illusion of happiness. An illusion. It says you will lose something real and enduring if you chase this illusion. That's the warning in itself right there. Money will not make them happy either. Get in touch with core values. Yikes. See, because they won't walk away when they know they've been beat, like this Queen of Wands knows that they've lost. Because they won't walk away, the police are probably going to say, look, if you don't leave this Knight of Wands alone and you have this Queen of Swords that's defending herself or himself alone. If you don't leave this person alone, like we're going to have to do an intervention, and that could be a restraining order or some type of consequence. This Queen of Wands is very foolish. They completely misjudged you and misjudged the situation. Three of Wands. You're over here focusing on the future. You don't care about the past. You don't care about this other person. They do not even come across your mind. And if they do, you don't think about them like that. This is why I feel like whatever this situation is about, it's not going to stay hidden forever. This Queen of Wands cannot hide her envy and jealousy and weird ass mentality. She can't hide her true nasty fucking spirit. She really can't. People are seeing her witch nose or whatever as a metaphor. She could be very attractive. The Queen of Wands is usually somebody that's very attractive, which you would think that they would be like confident in themselves. But no, they're obsessed with you. Super strange. Yeah, you could be about to realize like a dream or a business goal and then be about to actually pursue that and fulfill it. Yeah, trying to stop you from manifesting. Ridiculousness. This is like the evidence of a backfire. This Eight of Cups in the reverse. That's like, oh, there's this one saying. Is it being in it to win it? It's something like to the effect, what it means. What the saying means is that you're in it till the end, or you will continue going no matter what. Like, I forget what it says, but anyways, that's what it means. This person is that's what the Eight of Cups in the reverse is. The people that know that this other person is not good for them, yet they were in an illusion, that cannot walk away from each other. These people are still corded to each other. They have cords of attachment. I don't think this Knight of Wands is going to get very far until the cord is cut. And this Knight of Wands, it is still being put up under witchcraft, but I don't feel like it's actually affecting them. I feel like this Knight of Wands has some type of spirit guide or maybe the spirit guide is God, that's absorbing these arrows. Because that's what I see it as, like this person trying to shoot arrows. Three of Swords. This is the end of a relationship between these people, which has nothing to do with you. You're not that third party. This other person had some other third party, this Queen of Wands. She was sleeping with somebody else. Arguments with the lover, sorrow and loss, marriage, separation. These people are married. What the fuck does that have to do with you? Again, cruelty, abuse, and separation causes emotional upheaval. Someone will betray them. They're capable of inflicting hurt. Mistakes are made, and they need to accept the blame for their part. Instead of projecting everything on you when you're not even a problem to them, they need to accept the fact that they were not a good pair. And I don't know who told these people that they belong together, but that person obviously did not care about the well-being of either of these people. Nine of Cups. Because you're over here getting your wishes fulfilled. I saw this card and I was like shuffling the deck many times to see if it was going to come up, and it is. This is just showing me that, the jinn, they are not listening to this other person. You're about to get your wishes desired. whatever you wish for. But again, you're not going to wish for things that are unreasonable, like somebody that doesn't love you to love you. Like, you guys are probably like, I wish for happiness. That's like the type of wishes that I have. I wish for peace, in general, in a positive way, not any way that my words can be used against me. But yeah, you have a general, just positive disposition about you. And these other people, they don't like it. They don't like your optimism. They don't like your strength. They don't like your faith. They don't like your real connection to God, because it means that their voodoo is never going to work. See, the thing is, what these people don't understand is that God is timeless, infinite, beyond what we can even say is love, compassion, and joy and peace. But that's, to me, what God feels like. A combination of all those things mixed together with some more stuff. But literally, these people, they think that they can override something that's much bigger than them. They think that their little voodoo worldly, like, they forget that the essence of God is all knowing and knew that these people were going to do this dumb shit. And that's why before you were even put into a body here, not even in your mother's womb, you were given extra protection from this type of stuff. I'm serious, because the divine realm already knew that these people, what they were going to do in all realities. That's how like literally beyond infinite God's consciousness is. Two of Swords. And the more that we connect with God's consciousness, the better our life is going to be. These people are blocked. You see how this person is clearly blocking themselves? There's nobody else in that picture this person they could have said that somebody held them hostage or something. Nobody is holding this person hostage except for them. I don't see anybody else in this picture. This is being blindfolded, holding two swords in two different directions. Like, what? This person has closed their heart off to any type of, like, I can guarantee that this Knight of Wands, they feel heartbroken by this Queen of Wands, and they've closed themselves off to any type of relationship. So this person is not going to be drawing anything good in soon, especially if they remain courted. What does that have to do with the collective? Oh yeah, these people are seeing you get your wishes fulfilled, and they're super pissed because they probably paid somebody for a spell to summon a djinn, or they stole some type of incantation for someone and from someone. Maybe they, had to do a horrific crime to get this knowledge or whatever. And even with all of the knowledge that they could get supernaturally combined, it still didn't work, because God is greater than all of that shit. So, when the voodoo backfired, this person's like, well, there's no way that this rune work I do is not going to backfire. And then that backfired. And then they went through every single type of thing that you could go through. Transactional with witchcraft, going to people and all sorts of things and trying to do it themselves. And why this person is so sick is because they do witchcraft where they live at. And then they eat whatever, how can you seriously be cursing other people in your own environment and think that there's going to be positive energy there? And why do people think that because they know an incantation that they can bind a spirit that existed before humans ever did? Like, that to me is so dangerous. So dangerous. And the funny thing is, like, I feel like you guys could have had a lifetime as a genie before, as a djinn. Okay? You're giving me like Persia energy, but yeah, you could have had a lifetime. And so these beings revere you, they respect you, and they would never do anything. Even if they were bound, they would still find a way to not make this person's wishes come true. So they're over here watching your wishes come true, and they're pissed, Exactly. That's exactly right. Some people you don't want to know, and some people you don't want them to know you. That's exactly it. And you cutting this person off was the best thing you could have done. You can't fix this person. I know that us as light workers, it's within our nature to be nurturing and loving and caring and try to help people fix everything. But that's why I will recommend what's worked for me, which is the truth of God, and just doing the techniques in that book and meditating and doing positive things, things that are, it's either in alignment with higher self, God, love, compassion, joy, and peace, or it's not. And if it's not, then I don't want to invest in it. This other person is invested. I think it's unnatural to be unhappy. And unless there's something going on in the bloodline, this person has doomed their family members to being cursed. And like, just because this one person is aware that of what's going on energetically doesn't mean that their family members that are experiencing bad karma, and everyone attached to this Queen of Wands experiences bad karma, they probably don't understand why it's happening. But if they were to ever figure it out, that it was because, including the police that are experiencing bad karma, if they were to ever figure it out that it was the Queen of Wands, which eventually will happen, they're going to be really quick to put this person in a mental institution or in jail or something like that. All right, let's get an outcome. But until this Queen of Wands makes a better choice, and for you, all you need to do is just trust in what you've been doing. Cleanse your energy, pray. Not to say that to make you scared, to think like, oh, if I don't pray, something bad's going to happen. Please don't think things like that. That's like working against no. Understand that you are protected and you are loved. When you understand that, and it's heart knowledge, you know that if you forget to pray, it's going to be okay. You know, like this person was trying to get all up in your dream state, and they wanted to know what you're dreaming about. If you had a nightmare, this person was actively wishing to know what your dreams were. That is psychotic to me, but this person's going to have a horrific nightmare. Okay. That they're gonna, like, that's why you don't play with jinns, because they will trick things. They'll make it, they'll be tricksters. When you try to manipulate them, especially into doing something that would get them in trouble. Yeah. I feel like you guys are free to go. Also, you're getting your wishes fulfilled, whatever you ask for. Yes, you may have to defend your wish fulfillment, but that's just, you know, you don't even have to explain yourself to these jinns and these spirits. They pretty much, through the communication systems that they have, they communicate with each other. So I feel like if you have to defend yourself, it's just because this Queen of Wands, they think that you're trying to compete with them for someone, and you don't care about either of these people. You really don't. You're over here minding your business. Six of Cups. You could be focused on like happy memories from the past, or even having children of your own. If you have to defend your children, defend your children if that's part of your wish fulfillment. Know that nobody can take anything from you. You would have to relinquish something. And even if you relinquished your gifts and abilities, I'm telling you, even if you did the unthinkable, never ever do that. Think, oh, this gift is too much, I'll just relinquish it. No, absolutely the fuck not. We cancel and rebuke, and we say no to that. Because I tell you this, you have it for a reason. The gifts that you have, do not relinquish them. Even if you did, nobody else can have them. Because when God gives to you in the way that the world cannot give or take. Which means that, you know, if it's entrusted to you, know that it's entrusted to you because you can be trusted. And then use it for your highest and best good. Teach your children how to use it so that they don't have a lifetime where they're going through stuff and not knowing why. You know what I mean? Just like this other person's parents at any point could have told them that they need to go get mental health therapy. They just chose not to because they would rather not have the conversation because it's uncomfortable. And they allowed this Queen of Wands delusions of grandeur to continue on for too long. And that's their fault. But we can't control other people, so we just have to, you know, release that judgment. All of these people are getting karma and experiencing the fire, the heat of the fire. They really are. All of them are, because they, you know, and this is why I just don't support people that jump on the bandwagon with another person to attack somebody else without knowing, being intimately involved or knowing the situation. I don't like people like that. Like, it's the pitchfork vibe. I don't like people that are going to go get their farming tools and gather up together on some Gaston shit. You know what I mean? If you know about Beauty and the Beast, Gaston, such a loser. Get the beast, kill the beast, whatever he yells. It's just like, get it together, bro. Beast is over here living in a castle, not doing anything to anybody. Get it together. It's more these people are, some of them, they just need to look in the mirror and get it together and know that they're not perfect. The moon, they're up under judgment because of what they do at nighttime up under the moon. And I'm like literally getting that this moon magic you're also immune to. So just know that you're protected. Also, this is the new age of Aquarius, the new age of Horus. The eye of Horus is the moon, the eye of Ra is the sun in Egyptian mythology. These people are about to be in the Five of Pentacles. That's not something I would wish on anybody, but you know, all they had to do was leave your work alone, let you do your job and mind their business. That was all that they had to do. And that was too difficult for them. So now they have other consequences. You, my dear, you have a soul contract with the universe and possibly with a new love partner or somebody that would be for your highest and best good, which could be a relationship with God. This person, these people are going to be broke trying to figure out how to make their house payments because they're breaking up. Again, not your problem. You are the one that possesses these gifts and these skills and these abilities. And so who are these other people to argue about what you have? That's not really their place in life. You have what you have and you don't need these people, and you're not going to go around them. You're going to ignore them. You're not going to acknowledge them. And if they keep trying to come for you, they're going to have to answer to a higher power. If the police don't do anything, that's on them. God will handle it. That's basically all you need to know. When it comes to you, God will handle it. These people, they've lost protection. And these jinns are about to come back and tell this Queen of Wands that it's never going to happen. What these jinns are about to tell this person, they're going to be really pissed. So I would just continue to pray and cleanse yourself. And I would say any witchcraft sent to me, God, I ask that it be intercepted. Holy Spirit, I do not deserve this. And then figure out whatever is within you that drew in this jealous person, because it's more about the envy and jealousy that this Queen of Wands has towards you, that's what's actually causing them to do all of the witchcraft on everyone else. And because they're a desperate, like depraved weirdo, like they feel like nobody's ever loved them in their entire life, which is not true. And everybody has to walk on eggshells being around this person. It's just too much. And this person feels like they feel entitled to something that you have. They're like, and maybe they could be a racist. Okay. If you're melanated, maybe this person's a racist and they feel, and this is why I hate that mentality so much. And there are a few things that I really despise, but racism and that, yeah, that's one of them I do not like. It makes me so uncomfortable because I know that there is nothing wrong with people that are melanated. You know, I have a niece that's a year younger than me that is melanated, and she is one of the most beautiful, amazing people. And I still love her so much. You know, I have unconditional love for her. You know, so I don't understand how other people can literally believe nonsense like that. Like, but it's okay. You just have to forgive it and know that these people will be shown the error of their ways. What's the outcome? The Hierophant. I felt like there was a Hierophant group. There was a religion. These people, maybe they belong to a religion, a cult, a secret society, a coven, whatever. They could have to make monthly payments, or this person's parents could be like, you need to go get cleansed, or you need to go get, I'm not trying to laugh about that, but you need to go get a baptism or an exorcism or whatever. And this person's parents do not understand that their child is the one that is calling upon the demons. Like, you can get as many exorcisms as you want, but is there, when she goes back to doing the witchcraft, which she'll do immediately because she's mentally unwell, that's when more will come. So it's basically pointless to help this person. And this is why there were some people that Jesus did not help. And he was visiting, there's a story about him visiting somebody in another city, and this lady chases him down, and is like, Jesus, will you do an exorcism on my daughter? And Jesus is like, no, I won't. And she said, why? You help people. And he's like, because she sleeps with dogs, she sleeps with animals, like bestiality. She's going to go straight back to doing that. I think he said, y'all sleep with animals, or y'all sleep with dogs. And so knowingly, if you're going to do something really demonic, and I would consider that to be kind of demonic, not to be rude, not judging anybody, but that's disgusting and fucking unnatural. And so, yeah, he knew that there's some people that, because they're not going to get in alignment or change their behaviors, that those people cannot be helped. They're psychic vampires, they're drains of life force, and they're wastes of time. And you can't, it doesn't matter how much you pour into these types of people, you're never going to get anything of worth out of them until they go within and do something themselves. Go get some help. Let's get one more card. Temperance. Archangel Michael does not care about no religion. Archangel Michael, the jinn, these angels, these higher dimensional beings do not care about religious beliefs or perspectives. They care about who they were sent to this planet to protect. That's what they care about. They care about these abilities that you have being used for the highest and best good. That's what they care about. They don't care about a religious agenda or what other people are talking about. And this is why I feel like you guys have already, basically, you've already won this fight. But are these people going to let up? No, because like I said, when you have to keep your boundaries up. Don't let people mess with you. If they, it's almost like taking privileges away. Like you just had to take your energy and withdraw it from this person because they're very, very toxic and draining. Okay. And you being around them, like I said, I've been around people before where it, like just being around them for like 30 minutes would feel like all my soul was sucked out of me, and I'd be like, where did my energy go? And I literally would have issues. Yeah. I could go on and on about these wars that I had with these fucking vampires at one point. But I tell you what, you being tapped in with God has saved your life. Because these people, they're relentlessly, this all has to do with greed and ego-ness and being bitter. And this person just, there's somebody that's very attracted to you that they used to be with or mess with that is looking at you like you would be the ideal person, but you don't want this person. So all these people are going to have to give up. You know what I'm saying? They have to give up. Their time is up anyways. This was over. This was over like months ago. It's just these people, they didn't realize it until today because they thought they're still in pull skeletons out of the collective's closet mode and not looking towards taking responsibility for their own actions, which is crazy to me. So thank you guys for making it to the ending of this reading. I love you so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Make sure that you watch all the readings on both platforms. I do have another platform called the Psychic Tarot Angel Oracle. On that one, we work with Oracle cards and we work with the tarot. Little bit of combination of both. So if you guys are interested in these books, The Truth of God is how I do all the stuff I do. Like I have my abilities and then I use them with the information and the truth of God. The God technique, I rise above things. The joy versus anger technique, I ask yes and no questions, which is a major help. And you will learn to become a very good question asker when you use these techniques. You don't have to be psychic or even intuitive to use these techniques. This is the way it's made. It's perfect and it's genius. The joy versus anger works with clairsentience, which is the clear feeling. That's what everybody has. It's like a gut feeling. And so once you establish that communication, you can be asking, every question about everything. I only run into things that I don't like when I didn't ask a question or I asked the wrong question. And then there's the 1 to 10 technique, which gives you the ability to evaluate something on a scale of 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest, so that you can figure out what the compatibility is, so you can decide, make a bigger decision. Sometimes yes and no questions will get you so far, but when you use that with the compatibility thing, oh my gosh, you start to ask the right questions. There's a joy, love, and grounding technique. I'm going to just read this part. And then there's the mind technique, which gives you the ability to get rid of the mental thoughts and beliefs that are no longer serving you. You get rid of that. It says, with eyes closed or open, bring your attention to your third eye. While taking an inward breath, feel the energy coming from the core of the earth. Bring it up through your base, your first chakra, and up to the heart. Okay. At the same time, feel the energy coming through the crown chakra and bring it into the heart chakra. While exhaling, feel the energy that had been brought to the heart chakra. Send it down through the base chakra and into the earth, and then repeat. That is dope, you guys. I could feel that as I was reading that. So check this book out, you guys. It's gonna be life-changing for you. It has been for me. There's also a technique that's called the preemptive strike, which gives you the ability to like go through all of your belief systems so that you can clear things up. And for those of you that want to learn how to read cards for yourself and others, Vassago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells is going to be it. I've got the link to this book in the description box below, and I have the link to this exact writer rate with the description on the cards, link to that. For those of you that do want to learn to read cards for yourself and for others. So go back, if you're interested in that, go back to the beginning of this reading, because I do read from the book and then it gives you a better feel. And I talk about more in depth the truth of God. Okay. But yeah, that'll be at the beginning of the reading. Thank you guys for making it to the ending of this reading. I love you so much. Peace be with you. Have a glorious, wonderful rest of your day, evening, wherever you guys in the world. Okay. God bless you. And thank you for spending your time with me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay. Bye.